Hello, my babies. I'm back. And I heard you guys like Darkbox, so I decided to build my own list to show you guys how it's done. Because I've seen a lot of lists on YouTube, and I don't know, I think they all missed the mark a little bit, so I decided to build my own list to show you guys. Yeah, Darkbox, you know the drill, like you get Weavile into play, and of course with a new set we get Red and Blue, which is a pretty amazing card because it allows us to get Weavile and 2 energy accelerating into the board, but I think most lists are missing the mark because I think it's really important for this deck to get consistently their basic Pokemon into play, and I think the best card for that is Professor Oak's setup. So we're trying to maximize that aspect, so we're playing 4 of this guy, and we're playing Jirachi. Not only is this a different type of Pokemon, so it's a steel type, so we can actually Professor Oak's setup for Jirachi, Poipole, and Sneasel. And we're actually also playing 2 different types of Sneasel. We have 3 of the water type, because it's generally the better one. Agility, it's not really an attack you use a lot, but it has 70 HP, which is very useful sometimes, especially with attacks that hit the bench. We're also playing 1 of these other Sneasel. I chose this one because it actually has a relevant attack with beat up, and its dark type, as I said, combines really well with the rest of the basic Pokemon in this deck for Professor Oak's setup. The rest of the deck is pretty self-explanatory. I think the Jirachi engine is really good here. A lot of games we start with any Pokemon that is not Umbreon and Darkrai, because we cannot retreat from it on the first turn unless we have the escape board to attach there. But any other Pokemon, we just attach an energy, retreat into either a Jirachi from a Professor Oak setup, or we communication something into a Jirachi, and we're ready to go, getting our Pokemon into play and getting our red and blue for the next turns. I'm maxing on these things mostly because we generally have to hit 2 every game. We could, I guess, play 3 and have another tag call, but really, let's be honest, tech call here is mostly getting us like Umbreon and Darkrai, of course, and red and blue. So I'm maxing out on red and blue just because they can get prized, and it's very bad if you get if you're playing 3 and you get 2 prized. That's really bad for you. You're going to be on the back foot for a lot of times, and that's the reason why I'm playing the full 4. Yeah, the rest of the deck is, I guess, pretty self-explanatory. I am trying 1 Reset Stamp and 2 Great Catchers, maybe 3 Great Catchers and 0 Reset Stamp is the better thing, but since we're not playing the Danny, we don't really discard cards unless we really want to, so Reset Stamp stays in our hand. A lot of times I'm playing 1 of these Cynthia and Caitlyn just because it's an edge. If you're playing Tag Call, you can get it if you need to draw cards. This is for Mimikyu, the new one, and that's it. That's the deck. Let's go play some matches. Do you guys also find yourselves putting YouTube videos on double speed? Because I do a lot, so I decided to speed up these matches myself, so you guys don't have to hit that button. So here's the first match. We start with the Poipole. I'm not playing the Sneasel yet. I still don't know if I wanna get the another Jirachi from this Oak. I guess I decide to go with just 1 Sneasel since we have the other one in hand. So as you can see, the Jirachi fails to find us red and blue. So I just pass the turn. I keep the Sneasel in hand because I still don't know if I want to bench it yet. The opponent seems to be playing the new Reshizard deck, and they start with a bad end, I guess, and we still can't find the red and blue. My opponent was forced to get the Danny in hand so that they can play it again next turn. And we're just trying to get red and blue with 2 Jirachis, but we still fail again. I play the Stadium down. I know I might be helping my opponent a little bit, but I want to play Cynthia this turn, and I want to play as many cards as possible. So we failed the red and blue, but we still get at least another Jirachi next turn to accelerate. Oh yeah, we have the tag call already in hand. Sorry about that. I missed that we drew the tag call, and I guess that's what I'm going to be playing in this match. I would be pretty surprised. And my opponent, once again, is not really doing anything, and if they were, they would just knock out the Jirachi and we would get another one. So we just get the Darkrai, and get the red and blue. Here we're just like discarding the energy, getting it first so that we can accelerate it into play with the Naganadel. So pretty standard stuff. Nothing really much to say. I mean, we're kind of one turn behind from what we normally are with this deck, but it's still good enough here. I'm hitting the Danny here because if the opponent actually manages to kill our Darkrai, we might be in a situation where it's really good to like later capture that the Danny and take 3 prizes with the Guzzlord. So the opponent doesn't really have much game here, so it's kind of easy mode for us. Yeah, they get the second energy with a Stadium, and they're going to hit us 180, but that's not enough. I mean, I don't really see what they can do here. We're just getting energy into play. Guess I'm spreading them around. If I had drawn an energy from that Cynthia, I could discard the energy that I drew with the Stadium, and I would have the Darkrai ready for the GX attack, which is pretty amazing as well. We're going very quickly into a second match here, because that one was like, it doesn't really showcase anything. We start with the purple, and here we have almost a perfect hand. Like, we have both the red and blue and the Professor Oak in our hand. We also have a Stadium and 2 communication, so we can grab some Ultra Beasts and then shuffle it back into the deck and get some other thing. So let's see what the opponent is playing. Okay, so it's Malamar, which is hopefully a good showcase for our Guzzlord, because Guzzlord is very good against Giratina. I guess if I can, like if the game is going well for us, I guess the best thing, we see Mimikyu getting shuffled in, but if the game is going well for us, we can delay the Guzzlord as long as we can. So I'm not getting it here, I'm just going for the Poipole, the Sneasel, and then I end up going for this, and I kind of regret it, and I decide to play the Ultra Space this turn. The opponent only has 1 energy in the discard pile, so if they don't get the second Viridian, this is good because it slows them down a little bit, even if they get the second Malamar. And at first I go for the Naganadel, but as I said, I would regret that decision, so I'm just going to shuffle that thing back and get the Jirachi, because I'm thinking if the opponent gets a knockout, I'd rather be the Jirachi down, and I don't actually get anything useful here, so I'm just getting the communication, just in case if the opponent does not trump our Stadium, we can actually use it to get something that we want. But it's probably getting discarded, right? The opponent plays a Mew, which at the time I didn't really know why they were doing that. I was assuming they were going to attack with it, like to put damage on our Sneasels in hopes that they could shut down the Weaviles with Mimikyu later, but they don't. They just go with Giratina and retreat, and that's great for us, honestly. We cannot attack with the Guzzlord this turn, even if we get it with Ultra Space, because we don't have enough energy in play. Okay, so we find the Stealthy Hood, which is great. That means no Mimikyus. And we're spreading the energy around. I'm going to pass because I don't have a way to retreat from the Danny. I think again, and I decide that the Naganadel shouldn't have any energy on it because it's weak to Psychic. Another great thing that Guzzlord does against the Malamar deck is that it avoids the new Blacephalon really well, because they need us to get down to 3 prizes, and we can actually manage like to control that really well. Here I could go with all that has energies on it, but I'm thinking, well, if I actually draw like a board from the Cynthia, I can actually put it on the Naganadel, which I'd rather do, because that keeps the Stealthy Hood, the Sneasel open for another Stealthy Hood. So we go there, yeah, we get the thing, and now we can retreat into the Guzzlord, and the opponent is in really deep trouble because we're drawing 2 prizes. They don't have the tool yet, and we're just like destroying. We're pretty sure that Giratina is not knocking out that thing, so it's really good for us. And now we find out that the opponent is actually playing Malamar. Sorry, the Ultra Necrozma with Malamar, which actually makes sense, I guess, since there's the Dragon Box there in the corner, but I didn't really assume anything from that. The opponent gets the Giratina, and they only put 1 damage counter on the Sneasel because they tried to go for the Weavile, but Weavile is wearing the hood, so that doesn't even work. Once the hood is there, they cannot even do anything there. Even if this guy gets knocked out, next turn I can use a tag call in my hand to get the big guy, Darkrai and Umbreon, and the opponent just concedes. So even if he managed to kill our guy, they would take 1 prize and we would get the Umbreon into play, and that would be amazing. So that's it, guys. That's the deck. I hope you like it, and don't really expect any new videos from me anytime soon, but I guess I'm playing competitively again, so if you guys have, if there's any decks that I think that the other YouTubers aren't making or anything like that, I might do that for fun. Yeah, this was fun. Hope you guys like it. Hit the like button if you do. Leave a comment. See you guys. Bye.